Ever since I started making videos for this channel, I've wanted to make one about side quests from Fallout New Vegas. This game is full of them, and while most of them are short and simple, some have detailed quest design and offer unique problems for the player to solve. I will talk about 3 of them in this short series, and no, I will not include Beyond the Beef, since Mark Brown already has a video about it on his channel. Go check it out please, it's great. In this series, I will talk about quests that either explain the context of the game world in a subtle way, or contain objectives that are intelligently structured. These quests show how carefully crafted New Vegas was, and how much its developers cared about player involvement and world building at the same time. But before I begin, let me introduce you to Warren, my player character. Looks gorgeous, doesn't he? These are his stats in this episode. He'll be the PC in the next 2 videos as well, so get used to him. So I'll start with a quest that is a bit of a standout for many people. Come fly with me. This is how it goes. You're visiting the town of Novak looking for the guy who tried to kill you. You ask around and this man tells you that the person who'd know about that is a sniper called Manny Vargas. You talk to him, and he does seem to have some info that he'll be happy to share with you if you help him out.
Novak, it's home for me now. I want that to be for good. I like it here, and I've left too many homes behind. But the only resource we got here is junk. Without that, people wouldn't have anything to trade. They'd all have to leave. We get most of it up the road from the old rocket test site, but a bunch of ghouls showed up one day and took it over. You can't get in there now. Just head over to the Repcon test site west of here. See if you can get the ghouls out of there.
You agree. Upon reaching the place and after killing some feral ghouls, you find out that a religious group of non-feral ghouls has taken up residence in the building, so you talk to them. They are the Bright Brotherhood, led by a guy called Jason Bright. You can even find corpses of Bright Brotherhood members in nearby areas, which can make you wonder about who those strange guys are, in case you haven't visited the Repcon facility. The problem is that they're dead, so they can't answer your questions, which is basically a foreshadowing of the conflict that's going on. You can also find ashes with stealth boys and rebar clubs around the building and Night King corpses inside. Anyway, Jason Bright and his followers will get out of your way if you help them out. Okay, 2 favors now. You can just kill them, kill the rest of the Night King hold up downstairs, and go back to Manny. You will fail to complete the quest, but you get what you want. Or you could help them out and still get what you want. Everyone is happy, except for the Night King and Chris Havison. But we'll talk about him a bit later. Okay, so let's say you agree to help these isolated ghouls. What they ultimately want is to travel to a place they call the Far Beyond, where they'll be in a peaceful paradise for eternity. And they'll need rockets for that. But they need you to clear the basement of the building, which is full of Night King. That's where the rockets are. So you go downstairs, get rid of the big fellas and come back to Jason. Then you and the ghouls go back to the basement and find out that you need 2 things to make the rockets work, a set of thrust control modules and atomic fuel. You can find these 2 things in 2 separate locations, the Gibson scrapyard and an abandoned area called Clarkfield. So you go there. It takes a while, but you get both things. You come back, give them to Chris Havison, and that's it. The ghouls of the Repcon test site are good to go. Jason gives Chris the bad news, he's not a ghoul, although he thinks he is, so he can't go, and he travels to Novak. The rockets launch, you return to Manny, and the quest is over. The end. But let's rewind a little bit. Let's say that instead of killing every single Night King in the basement, you talk to their leader, this big bloke named Davison. He'll tell you that he and his group are there in order to find a shipment of stealth boys. Apparently, they can't look for it in this big room. A tough ghoul named Harland is there, and he's shooting Night King on sight. You can then talk to Harland and find out that he's been trapped in there.
First off, I'm not trapped. This was a tactical choice, alright? I'm no match for those things out there. So I found a good defensive position, and I've been defending it, right? Oh, who am I fooling? I'm trapped. Name's Harland. Pleased to meet you.
Okay, but what does he want?
I had a friend with me when those mutant bastards came out of nowheres. She panicked and ran the wrong direction. Further into the basement. She's probably dead. But I ain't leaving until I know for sure. I'd have gone looking myself, except I wouldn't last a minute out there. You, on the other hand, seem pretty resourceful. Find my friend, and I'll get out of your way.
So there you go, another favor. At this point, you may think, when is all of this going to pay off? But that's the point of Come Fly With Me. This cleverly designed chain of events is supposed to end with you finding out about the man who tried to kill you. There is no stronger motivation than that, so you'd better help Harlan out. Or just kill him. Like I said before, you can simply kill everyone and go back to many. But then you'll miss out on a great story with fascinating conflicts of interest. So let's say you accept to help him. You find out that his sweetheart has been killed and come back to tell him the bad news.
Damn it. I'm gonna miss that crooked yellow smile.
He leaves, devastated. Then the Nightkin will not get what they want, but they'll leave. And the ghouls will get what they want and leave. Those are the things that you have to do. You hurry back to Manny Vargas and he'll happily tell you what he knows about the chap that you're looking for and about his gang. So there you go. That's Come Fly With Me. I chose this quest because of the multitude of things that you can do, and the many objectives that the player is given. The way those events unfold one by one is so absorbing, and it's not confusing because one thing leads to another in such an organic manner, so the many choices don't feel overwhelming. It's such an early quest, and yet it encapsulates many positive things that side quests in New Vegas often have. The variety of choices and outcomes, I mean, you can even change the trajectory of the rockets, or sabotage them with Haversom's help. The introduction of new, fleshed-out characters that sometimes speak for a larger group, and the use of objectives that give purpose to new locations and make players intuitively explore the game world. In terms of story, Come Fly With Me is directly connected with the main quest and introduces you to organized ghouls and to the Nightkin, two groups that you'll become familiar with later in the game. It's an open-ended quest, an exploration-based quest, a quest that may involve a lot of combat and dialogue, and a quest that is part of the main plot of the game. It's complex, well-written, flexible, and that's more than what you usually get from side quests.